Hey guys, it's Gator, your coach of the Florida Gators, here with our Week 8 match of the GBA against Geo and the San Francisco GiEnteis. Make sure you check them out. Link will be in the description. But yeah, we're in the second half of the GBA season. The playoff picture is becoming more and more clear as the weeks go by. I'm telling you right now, and to be honest, it's actually not. There's a lot of people still competing for like a playoff spot. I don't think like anyone's been guaranteed a spot either, which is in our conference. So we gotta put in work. We're gonna be trying to put in work here. I'm gonna tell you just right now. I'm gonna let you know straight up. This is not a live narrated battle, because I know like I do the freaking team builder and then it goes into the live battle. But there's only post-com this time. Reason being, and I guess I gotta say it. Like there's no point not saying it. I had to take a fat ass shit. Okay, like the battle started and like 10 or something minutes passed, and then next thing you know, I'm on the toilet for a couple turns, and I came back. I was gonna play it off like that, but little did I know that was just the beginning. Like I had fucking diarrhea, bro. Like come on, man. Like it happens to the best of us. We're grown men here. We can talk about our problems, right? Like it just happens to the best of us. So I was on the toilet for most of this match, which kind of sucked. Obviously, I kind of wish it would just happen before I played. It's like, hey man, can we play later? But like I didn't want to like stop the match for something like that. I didn't feel like it affect me so much. I was just like, whatever. I just want to play the game. Like I already started playing the game. I don't want to just stop. So yeah, I ended up taking a lot of fat shits while playing the game. So that's the reason why you're gonna have a post narrated video this time. I don't apologize for that. Now just hop into the team. Where are we going? There we go. Oh shit. Okay, there. All right, that's actually funny that it's still like this. So I'm gonna keep it like this and explain. So first we got Spectran. It does a lot of damage to his team. Of course his team will be over here. I don't know why I say that every time when I'm obviously gonna put it there. I just say it to like remind myself, I guess. I don't know. But Spectran can do a lot of damage to his team under two conditions. He doesn't bring Ditto, and he doesn't bring a Flashfire Arcanine. Because Eruption / Overheat can like 2 KO his whole team at that point. I even think has a chance to one-shot offensive Rhyperior. That's why I have the speed investment. I think this outspeeds max speed Adamant Rhyperior. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, just Fire Attack can do a lot of damage if he doesn't bring those things. Flash Cannon is pretty good stab. Last move is actually going to be Explosion. Originally it was Earth Power. I think I have another team that is this it? That's not it. What's this? Is this Tough Team? Yeah, it's Tough. Never mind. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Originally this was gonna be Earth Power, but unfortunately, I ran into some issues where the person I usually ask to gen my mons, because I don't do it myself, could not get the Heatran to work, because like it's some special event Heatran, right, that has the eruption or whatever. So then I had to ask Chimpact, and he told me like, why am I using Earth Power or something? Like, okay, the Chimpact Sensei, hi. And so I decided to change it to Explosion. Cause like the reasoning behind it was like, I'm only going to be clicking Fire or Steel anyway. Like who cares about Earth Power when if it's not Flash Fire, like Overheat's doing a bunch of the Arcanine if he brings it. And if there's a Ditto, at least the Ditto can't touch me. So sort of thing. I don't think the last move actually mattered. So that's why I just left it like that. I actually didn't even know I didn't put the move back in or what it actually was. Next we got Galvantula. Webs could be pretty nice because it affects Gengar now thanks to Gen 7. Heliolisk. I hate saying that. The Feeney's kind of fast. Arcanine's kind of fast. It doesn't really affect Ditto because Ditto comes in, it takes the webs, and then it transforms. So it's not actually really it's not affected by webs. Which this kind of sucks, but he does have a lot of fast mons, so could be nice. Also potential Scarfer, stop that. Also Galvantula just has decent coverage against his team. I can kind of freely Volt Switch around because like his special wall, like Umbreon or whatever, is weak to Bug Buzz, and his ground type Rhyperior is 4 times weak to Grass. So I feel like Galvantula, just the coverage alone was enough to make me want to bring it. We have Unnerve because I don't have Thunder. Stop any berry of some sort, like Rindo Berry on his Rhyperior or something. Next we got this Whimsicott set. This is another like last minute change, but this one wasn't because of some Chimpact shit. This was because I didn't know until the last second that Encore just doesn't work if they go for a Z move. I didn't know that. I never encountered that situation laddering. I don't use Encore on any Pokemon like when I ladder. So yeah, so like if he has Ments and he DDs up and I try to Encore him, he can just click Z move. I think that's how it works, at least. He can just click Z move and kill me. So that's why I have a sub to maybe burn the Z move. Originally I had U-turn and memento, but I changed it to this just because of that Mence. And sub C can do a lot of residual to his team because I'm not really expecting a Moongus. It kind of just gets bodied by everything on my team. Yeah, that's why you have the sub C, the Moonblast, and Encore. Next we got Pyukumuku. It needs to take hits. I need something to take hits. He has a lot of just threats. His Mence, his anything, his Conk, his Gengar, his Heliolisk, I don't know. I have Inners out because I'm expecting this thing to get blown away in some shape or form. Like even his Rhyperior could destroy this if it's banded or anything. Even with max defense, like it's still not taking hits that well from stuff. Like if it's Sheer Force, Life Orb, Thunder Punch, Conk, it's just gonna decimate me. Or if the Gengar has Taunt or Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, anything like that, it's gonna decimate me. But we'll see. If I am able to get inside, I could potentially get up a screen or just pivot out into something else. You know, standard Pyukumuku stuff. We brought the baby. We brought the Adamant Life Form Mana Swine. We brought it. We finally brought it. Main reason being is that it just does a bunch of damage to Tapu Fini. And it also does a bunch of damage to the Bronzong because I have knockoff. And if I can hit one of those with one of those moves, Hawlucha can KO it with a +2 attack, whether it be Sky Attack or High Jump Kick. So that's why we have that. We've got Ice Shard to pick off a weakened Gengar or Mence or whatever the case may be. And we got Rocks on this because I can't have Rocks on... I guess I could have Rocks on Spectran. Maybe I should have put that in. I don't know. Whatever. And we got Life Orb. I think we have enough speed to outspeed Min Speed Fini or something like that. And then we got the Hawlucha. I already said the set. SD, Sky Attack, Acro, High Jump Kick. Sky Attacks mainly for the Fini. Or anything else that just... I need to Sky... I don't know. I might need a Sky Attacks on. Also, what's really cool about Unburden is that Ditto doesn't copy the Unburden speed boost. So he can't actually revenge kill this sweeper with Ditto. Which is pretty cool about Hawlucha. That's the team we got. Holy shit, I've talked for 7 minutes. Oh well. I mean the battle's not that long because it's post comp, so you get more time in the team builder. All right, so let's just hop right into the battle. A couple things to note at team preview. He did bring the Ditto. He also brought the Arcanine, so he has 2 potential just immunities to my Heatran's Specs attacks because of the Flash Fire. He also didn't bring the Mence, which means my Whimsicott set isn't going to be as cool as I hoped it would be. And also, I guess I understand that, like, it gets checked by Mammothswine and stuff like, and my Whimsicott potentially, stuff like that. So I understand where he's coming from with that. He still has threats even though there's no Mence because Gengar is a huge threat. Don't have a Shadow Ball switch in on this team. Same thing with Conk. If Conk is ever in, it's getting it kill. Especially if it's Sheer Force with Thunder Punch and like Ice Punch and whatever, just Poison Jab, Mach Punch. It can do a lot of damage. But we're just going to hop right into it. On my side, if I get webs up, it could be nice because Gengar is now affected by webs. If it's offensive Arcanine, that could be nice. Same thing with the Fini. Mainly for Mammothswine though, but besides that, webs don't do too much because my team's kind of naturally faster outside of his Gengar and potentially Scarf Ditto. And also my Hawlucha, if it does get an opportunity to set up an SD, it can potentially get an opening at to weaken the Fini if it's defenses and the Bronzong to a certain percentage. And Ditto cannot copy the Unburden boost from Hawlucha, so I don't have to really worry about getting revenge killed in that aspect as well. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, let's just hop right into it. Hit the play button. I got the media player open over here. This is actually my first time narrating it, so I hope I remember all the turns. Here's Pokemon Trainer Geo. He looking chill. Summertime's coming up. Nice summertime. Okay, yeah, okay. So he does lead off with the Ditto, which kind of sucks because I ended up leading off with Heatran, hoping he just lead off with something that wasn't Ditto. Or I actually don't know what I was thinking when I decided to lead off with Heatran. I was mainly like, if he doesn't lead Ditto, he might think it's my rocker, and if he thinks it's my rocker, he might make some sort of other play. But since he does lead with the Ditto, he can see my whole set. And since I did make that last minute change to the explosion, I can't actually touch him. But at the same time, he can't touch me. So he starts just spamming Flash Cannon here. He only has 5 PP, but it's actually doing way more than I thought. I didn't even bother to calculate because I thought it would do like single digits, not that much. It was doing like 20 each. And by doing like 20 each, after 5 Flash Cannons, it's going to put me at half to where my eruptions are going to do nothing. I stayed in one more time just in case he wanted to switch for some reason. I'm just going to go Pyukumuku. I'm sort of convinced he's locked into Flash Cannon. Either way, he can't really touch the Pyukumuku since I know the whole moveset. Like, I guess he can explode if he's not choiced. He ends up critting me. Whatever. A little extra chip. Now I am dual screens, but instead of going for a screen, I decide to baton pass just immediately. I don't want him getting, just in case he went in the bronze zone, I don't want him getting rocks like super duper early. If he gets rocks super duper early, it could be somewhat problematic. But unfortunately for me, he goes hard guard, and I like I said, I don't have to switch it to this. I go Mammoth Swine to make him think I'm like Sash or Scarf or something like that. He doesn't give a shit. He goes for Energy Ball. And we living on that 1 HP. We living around here. That's not even Sash, bro. That's not even Sash. That's how I know Mammoth Swine loves me. But we live 1 HP. I'm able to knock him out. So that's a decent trade for me because Gengar didn't have a good switch into. And like Mammoth Swine, he had the Feeny, he had the Zong. I did have Knock, but he didn't have like the Mensert, for example, so I don't need the Shard that much. So thankfully I lived. There was not a good chance for me to live that, I think. I think it was like a 75% or something like that after I calced it. I think it was 75. I don't remember. It was not a good chance. I'm going to go into Galvantula here because I'm expecting him to go back into Ditto. I don't really know what I want him to copy at this point. I decided to just let him copy the Galvantula because if he gets webs up, I don't care. And I do want webs because, like I said, it can help against the Feeny, the Arcanine. I don't know if he has a Scarf user, like Scarf Arcanine, or I guess Scarf Feeny, or whatever the case may be, because we saw that his Gengar wasn't Scarf. He just hard Arcanine after the Bull Switch. I got the webs up. It's Intimidate Arcanine, which is somewhat good to know, because that means it's not Flash Fire. But at the same time, he already has like his Flash Fire user in the back in Ditto, which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna go hard Pyukumuku here. I didn't want to Volt Switch in case he was Scarf Arcanine. But he ends up just predicting the shit out of me like GeoGod or some shit and just clicks close combat and does its 5 million. Like, I'm max defense Pyukumuku and that does 5 million. So he's obviously Choice Bandit. Now I decided to save this as fodder. Like, I get a little chip damage maybe with enters out or something. But he actually makes a double into Bronzong, which I guess I can understand. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a chance. I was thinking about it to potentially just recover and sack it there. But he reads me well. He makes a double in the Bronzong. I don't really know what to do against this Bronzong because, like, if I go Heat Train, he just goes right back into the Ditto and I can't touch it, which is a huge issue. He's going to set up his Stealth Rock, and my game plan at this point is like, okay, I need to somehow like sweep with Holucha because honestly, I don't see another way of just busting through his whole team. And like I mentioned in the preview, Holucha does have a chance. So what I'm going to do here is sub up. I'm expecting him to go for Stealth Rock, and then I'm going to click Encore. And I'm gonna be a little stall girl and just sit here and try to whittle this thing down. Because if I get some chip on this, I can knock it out with +2 high jump kick. Now I don't know the exact chip that I need. Maybe like 20-30%. I don't actually know. I didn't bother doing the calcs. Like I mentioned, I was taking a dump, and it was around these like turns right here where I was on the toilet. And this was like for the whole battle, because for the rest of the battle, because my stomach was hurting. I don't think I calced actually a single turn, because in the beginning I wasn't really worried about the flash cannon damage, which I should have been worried about because that's doing way more than I thought. And then when I finally started getting the turns where I needed the calc stuff, it was over, dude. It was over. My stomach was about to explode. But either way, he goes into Arcanine, which is, I guess, kind of nice for me because I can get some chip off on this. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Like, I'm just doing what Subseed Whimsicott does, right? It just sits there and it's just annoying. It's just annoying to deal with. So I seed him, but he goes back in the Zong. He's gonna fire off a Moonblast, thinking he might go for Flare Blades, Extreme Speed. I don't know. He just goes right back in the Zong, which is actually, I think that's good for me, just because, like I said, I want to whittle this. I could probably calculate right now. I wonder if I calculate right now how much it would do. I'm not gonna calculate. I'm gonna assume like +2 does about, I don't know, 70 something, 80. I don't know. It depends on his spread too. I don't know spread, but I'm just trying to whittle this as much as I can while I can. Like I said, Heat Train's not a good switch in to his Bronzong because he always has that Ditto just in the back. So I can't really click any moves with the Heat Train that I brought. So I just go for the seed. I go for the sub. Yeah. I brought this to Wi-Fi. Out of all the Whimsicott, like the only reason I brought this was because I was scared of Z-Mets. I was not gonna run sub on my Whimsicott until I knew about the whole interaction between Encore and Z-Move. I swear. I know I don't like doing this. I really don't like doing this, but like I didn't feel like I had another choice. So yeah. It's whittled though. Like, I'm whittling this thing down. It's like, what is that? Is that, I don't know. I don't know Wi-Fi damage things. I'm assuming that's like 60 something. Is that 60, 70? I don't know. It's whittled. Maybe it's in high jump kick range. I'm not 100% sure. But he goes into the Arcanine, affected by the webs. I already know it's banded, adamant banded at that. So just go for Encore, just in case just in case he decides to stay. And just go for Encore because I think he clicked Earthquake on the turn before that. And I don't have a reason to not just stay in. I mean, I'm behind the sub. I'm pretty sure he's banded, so I can see what he wants to lock himself into. He decides to lock himself into Extreme Speed. Should make sense, like, why Flare Blitz when I have a Heat Train? But then again, like, he has his own Heat Train anyway, so But I do get the seeds off, so I weaken this a little bit, which is something. Not much, but it's something. I actually don't know what happens here. Like, I knew what happened up until this point. Okay, I go into Heat Train for some reason. Like, I go into Heat Train just because in case he stays in and goes just for another Extreme Speed. With the Stealth Rocks up, I'm gonna be taking a little bit of damage here, but he is seated, so we are gonna get that Legacy recovery back. Now, I definitely remember what happens here. So this is kind of interesting turn, because since I was taking a fat dookie, I wasn't sure what was faster, my Quiet Heatran or his Arcanine at -1 speed. So I actually thought I was faster, and I decided to make a double into my Whimsicott, thinking I would switch out first and that he would go into Ditto and just become a Whimsicott, which I was okay with. Because I'm not okay with this. Like, I'm obviously not okay with it. There's no reason to be okay with this. I could sub up over and over because he only has 5 PP, but I feel like I need the health on this for a couple things, like the Feeny, for example, or something like that. So I should go right back into my Heatran because, let's be honest, it's just useless. It's not doing anything, right? Like, it's not gonna do anything. It gets walled by his Ditto. I got destroyed. He brought the perfect Ditto, which is just the standard Ditto. I really wasn't expecting Ditto. I don't know why. I made a hard read that he wasn't bringing Ditto. I kind of paid the price with the team that I brought, and I also thought he was gonna bring Mence, and I kind of paid the price in a couple different ways. But I mean, Whimsicott did at least get chip on the Bronzong to where I think it's in +2 high jump kick range. I don't know how bulky Bronzong actually is. So what he's doing here is he's just spamming Flash Cannon, and I'm doing the same because he actually doesn't have a good switch in to Flash Cannon, I believe, at this point. Like, his Feeny's going to take a lot of damage, his Conk is going to take a lot of damage, even his Bronzong is going to take a butt ton of damage. And he has 2 Flash Cannons left at this point, and he goes for another one, and I would die to the last Flash Cannon. And I'm thinking, oh, if he stays in and knocks me out, I can go in Hawlucha and he won't have any PP left in his Flash Cannon, so I can just click Swords Dance. But Gio, good player. He actually switches out and goes into the Bronzong. And at this range, I'm thinking it gets 2-KO'd by Specs Heatran. Now, of course, I didn't run the calc, and it's not getting 2-KO'd by Specs Heatran. If I would have known this, I probably would have clicked Eruption. Not Eruption, but Overheat, because, like, at least Feeny would take overheat damage, or something would take overheat damage. But unfortunately, the Bronzong doesn't get 2-KO by Flash Cannon, and he's able to knock me out, which is whatever. I mean, the Bronzong basically gone, which I guess is nice, because that's one thing that could potentially stop Hawlucha. I decided to go to Whimsicott here. I don't know why. I actually don't remember why. I mean, this thing's on the verge of death, right? So it's gonna die to basically anything. I guess I already showed my Whimsicott set compared to my Hawlucha set, so I guess I shouldn't bring it out. I just fire off a Moonblast. It knocks him out. Bronzong did a lot for him, though. Of course, getting up Stealth Rock, like, best move in the game. And just sitting there, just eating hits, just wasting time, making my Whimsicott work hard. And then he goes back into this Banded Arcanine, which is just a huge pain in the ass because he made that great close combat play on the Pyukumuku. Like, that was a fire play. Like, that basically means that Pyukumuku does not wall this, like, at all. If we see the health that it dropped to after Banded close combat. I decided to sack it off here. I don't think I really have another choice. I need to see what he locks himself into. He goes for E-Speed, which is safe play. I mean, I think it hits my whole team at this point. He takes a little bit of chip damage, though, but the Pyukumuku enters out, taking a little chip. Pyukumuku goes down, though. So we're down Mamoswine and Pyukumuku, dude. Like, so I go into Hawlucha here. I can definitely eat 1 Extreme Speed for sure. Like, I'm assuming I can. Like, Arcanine not that strong. But he still has his Feeny, like, at full HP, and he's been saving it only for my Hawlucha this whole time. With Mamoswine out of the way, he doesn't really need it for that anymore, and he actually ends up being on a Balloon, which is actually crazy because he's not affected by the webs right now. That's a nice tech too, because, like, Balloon Feeny, like, what does Mamoswine hit that with? Like, Freeze Dry is, like, my best attack. But I go for high jump kick here. in case he wanted to stay in. It actually did a good chunk to the Spini. It did more than I thought. It makes me want to believe he's not as defensive because he had the balloon and that high jump kick damage was a good little chunk there. So this is definitely going to be in range of like a +2 sky attack, or I don't even know, but maybe +2 acrobatics. I'm not exactly sure. But I have to switch because Hawlucha is like the only Pokemon left that could potentially run through his team in my opinion. So I go into Whimsicott, I fire off Moonblast, put it down into the orange or whatever. He goes for some fancy ass hidden power, dude. Like, Gio, I get it, dude. You're a god, bro. I don't know. It's super effective. I don't know. Steel, poison. It was fire. Could have been fire because I do have a Ferrothorn. I'm gonna think fire. I don't know. But I go into my Galvantula. I just want Hawlucha like in the back. I can't set up on this. I need to try and set up somehow. I just fire off an energy ball to knock him out. I don't want to Volt Switch because I want this thing in. I don't want him to have the opportunity to like hit my Hawlucha. So I'm just going to save Hawlucha in the back for something. He goes into the Arcanine. Banded, super annoying. Really wish I would have got Stealth Rock up, but I really couldn't. Like, it was on my Mamoswine. It was heavily pressured by that Gengar. Try to bluff him. He ain't fall for it. He goes for E-Speed. It's Banded. Arcanine, strong. Galvantula, frail. Pretty simple. Just get knocked out. Now I go into Hawlucha, and I really only have one option that I thought to win this game, and that was that I kill the Ditto, then I jump kick the Arcanine at -1, and then I crit the Conch with acrobatics. I can't SD here because even though he gets the speed drop, it doesn't actually matter because it's a freaking Ditto. So it gets the speed drop, but then it transforms into the Hawlucha, which means I would get outsped anyway. So I really needed to attack this, and there is a chance that he stayed in. The only reason I clicked Power Herb Sky Attack instead of like Acro or something, I wasn't sure which one he wanted to do, whether it was like stay in with the Arcanine and then go Hawlucha or what. But because if he did that and I clicked like high jump kick on the Arcanine, he goes into Hawlucha, and I think he revenge kills me with Acro from this range. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, it's taking care of business, so I didn't actually run any of these calcs, and I was assuming that this would die to -1 high jump kick, and then I'd have a chance if I could live a Mach Punch and crit the Conkeldurr. So at -1, I go for high jump kick. It's not gonna happen. It lives with like negative 10 HP. I ran the calc afterwards, and -1 did like 42 to 50%, I think, if he's just no bulk, and that was clearly around that range. So a little unfortunate. We see the traffic cone. Caution. Stop moving. Stop moving. It's the end. It's a freaking end, dude. But yeah, that is gonna be it. I'm gonna leave traffic cone right there. We do take that fat L. That means we are now 4-4. I believe Gio is also now 4-4. Thankfully we're not on the same conference thing, because that would be really tense. But speaking of really tense, these last 4 weeks are gonna matter a lot. Like, this game out of the rest of the games doesn't matter too much because it's like out of conference. Of course, the win's nice just for record overall. But our last 4 weeks, we play A-Drive, then Lars, then Chimp, then Duncan, I think. And A-Drive, Lars, and Duncan, all 3 of them are fighting for a spot in the playoffs. And this is including me. So I need to be winning some of these games, some of these last 4 games, or we're just not going to make playoffs. The race is really close between me, Duncan, Lars, and A-Drive for that 4th spot. I think Chimpact, Monotui, and George have kind of solidified themselves. I mean, still anything can happen because there's 4 weeks left, but the race is super duper tight for that last spot right now in the playoffs. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens these last 4 weeks. It's game time. It's now or never. We gotta bust out the big guns. No more taking shits to the middle of battle, bro. Not saying like that affected my play. I mean, it did to an extent. So in that aspect, I kind of feel bad 'cause I didn't give Gio my 100%. But hey, I played like shit. Played like the shit that I took while recording the battle. I paid the price. Gio's still a great battler. He made great plays. Make sure you check him out. Link will be in the description. But that's it for me. Leave a like on the video. Be greatly appreciated. And itzGator. I'll see you guys next time.